Amid all the uncertainty around Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil's contracts, how much of a bonus to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger would it be to get Jack Wilshere signed and sealed?
I think he'll be great for Arsenal. He seems to be a lot fitter now than maybe. You know, he was at Bournemouth, different players. He's come back, he's worked hard, and the ball he gave for Sanchez's goal was fantastic. It's a bit like De Bruyne, wasn't it, against Newcastle. You know, he's got the quality to do it, but he's got to do it week in and week out. But like he says, he's getting fitter now, so hopefully he'll be getting stronger. And just what he just said there, I'll be surprised if he doesn't sign a new contract for Arsenal.
Do you need players who truly understand a football club, a bit like Gerrard at Liverpool? When you were at United, you had all the boys who came through the class of '92. Do you have to have that local influence?
Well, when you think of Arsenal's success over the years, there's always have those type of players in and around the dressing room, and Jack Wilshere is very much vital part of that. He needs to, you know, sort of front the club, what the club epitomizes all about, and it's so important. We talk about the number of foreigners coming into the country in terms of embracing the Premier League and showcasing the Premier League, but equally enough, it's good to have local-based players who understand, have the passion, have the desire, what it means to the fan. They relate, so players, the foreigners, can look at these individuals and take something really positive from that. So it's important, people like Jack Wilshere. It's good to see him playing. You know, he's playing on a regular basis. As he said, he seems to be much happier now, which is important because there's no point in playing football and not enjoying it. Yeah. He had come through a lot of injuries as well, a lot of setbacks, and this is a time that we all expecting Jack Wilshere to kick on. And it's good to see him doing it, as Rushy said, the pass that he gave for Sanchez second goals was world class, and that's what he's all about. But we would like to see him do that on a consistent basis, and hopefully the platform is set for him, and no more injuries, because you need that consistency as well when you're playing football. So hopefully I wish him all the best.
The way Arsenal played tonight, will Arsene Wenger be content? Perfect way to mark his 810th game in charge?
Yeah, I think they were absolutely first class from the first whistle even to the last. I thought with the intensity that they've shown, they come out of the blocks. They played with the kind of pace and passion. Their front three are getting on with it. They're interchanging. They're slick with their pass. They're making the right decision. And really and truly, it should be pretty much game over, the amount of chances they created. But they're playing with a certain elements of confidence and the football that we talked about earlier on that we associate, you know, Arsenal with. They're just playing fantastically. And I'm sure even in neutral, like myself and Rushy, are enjoying how Arsenal are playing at this point in time.
Neither of you two are neutral. You can't even say that.
Game.
Only in this game.
We should talk really about Arsene Wenger. A very special night for him in many ways. Where does he stand in the all-time list of Premier League managers for you?
I think outside of Fergie, I think that he will be ranked as one of the best. I've been a big admirer of Arsene Wenger over the years in terms of what he's brought to the Premier League since he's come in, the philosophy and the good coaching method, how he cares to the players and ultimately get Arsenal playing in a specific way, you know, going back as a, you know, invincible. The trophies that he's won in the years that he's been there as well. He's been a credit to the Premier League over the years, and I'm, as I said, a massive fan. And I just hope that, you know, I know he's had a turbulent few years, but who wouldn't in 21 years being at the very top of the game? You know, you talk about us as players, you go through times where things are not right, but he's certainly in my eyes and in my opinion that he's been one of the very best. And hopefully tonight will be a fitting night to equal Sir Alex Ferguson's record, and obviously he's going to go on to break that as well, and just hope that he can actually get a good reception and a good win tonight. But it's going to be difficult against Palace tonight as well.
Do you think it's a majority of Arsenal fans now against him, or is it a minority? Where do you stand on this idea that he's tarnishing his legacy by staying longer than perhaps some Arsenal fans would like?
I think that's the younger generation. I think, you know, when he first came, he changed Arsenal into a new revolution and everything, and he was absolutely fantastic. I agree with Dwight, you know, after Sir Alex in the Premier League, he's without doubt the best. You know, he's been absolutely fantastic, but, you know, he could have easily went when he won the FA Cup. People saying that would have been the fitting one at the end of last season when they won the FA Cup to go out there, but he wanted to stay on. He's got a point to prove and all that. He's trying to prove it now, and I think if you're an owner of a club, you'd employ him every day of the week because you know he's going to make you money and you're going to win things. But with Arsenal now, in the last 3 or 4 years, the younger generation, they haven't seen, they don't look like winning a title, and that's what they want. And he sets standards, and they've got to keep to them now.
3 FA Cups in 4 years isn't enough?
Well, obviously, I think the younger generation, that's good for any other, but Arsenal, it's not good enough.
Only one team can win the title every year. He's had some great players, some great teams down the years. With this current Arsenal squad, have Arsenal fans got any right to expect him to be even close to challenging for a title?
I think he's been very lucky. Obviously, when getting the team in the year, he had some great players. He's made, like David Dean was saying, he's made good players, great players and all that. He's developed them and all that. And I think it's wrong to ask Arsenal if they're going to win the league. I think they're still far behind.
Do you see what I'm getting at, though? The quality of player he has at his disposal now is nothing compared to maybe United, City, maybe even Chelsea, Tottenham.
Yeah, he's definitely, as I said, you look at that Arsenal squad, they're not even how many would get in the invincible team. I don't think there would be any at all. And that's what he's coming up against at the moment. He's not really spent the kind of money, although he was, in his eyes, a lot of money for top players like Ozil and obviously Sanchez, and they're producing, but they are defensively very weak. But yeah, for whatever it is, I think the league is out of their reach. And it's been for a number of years now, but they continue to win the FA Cup. So, there is a lot in there that he can be very proud of.
This is the 3-3 draw from the other night. Does this sum up Arsenal at the moment that you must love it as a Liverpool fan? Well, was it 7 goals in 2 games this season against Arsenal?
It sums up Arsenal and Liverpool, to tell you defensively. That's what you're looking at. I think both managers think, you score 3, we'll score 4. So to actually compete for the league, you've got to get that defensive stop. Because they'll still score goals, but it's just getting the defensive stop them leaking in them goals. That's when you're in contention to win the league.
Are those days gone now, where you can have that attitude, if they score 3, we'll score 4?
You know what, I was thinking about that, even today. I was thinking that in my time, and certainly Rushy time, even though if you're playing against quality opposition and you've got the league and you recognizing that you're likely to concede, people like Roy Keane, people like, Rushy and them back in the day, will gather the troops and recognize it and start shouting at people and say, man, Mark, make sure we don't lose. I don't see too much of that in the game today. They kind of accept it. Yeah. You can sense as a player in that dying stage that certainly Arsenal was going to score. And that's when you need your leadership quality. And I feel that is something that these both teams are lacking. They haven't got that kind of fighting spirit that we used to see back in the days.
I think you need managers, they can only do so much. When you go on that pitch, the players have to do it. They don't wait till half-time to tell the managers. I think good teams of leaders, if it's not going right, they'll change you on the pitch.
The only thing you would say to that is that you've been saying this for as long as I've known you here at beIN Sports. At home, everyone's saying it about Arsenal, but Wenger hasn't rectified what has been such an obvious problem, that core still isn't strong enough.
Yeah, and you live and die by the sword, and I suppose the reason why he's that way, he's been doing it for a number of years. It's pretty much like Jose to a sense. You become successful in a particular way, and it's very difficult to change. And I suppose he believes that he can go on to win the league, and that hasn't happened for him. But again, you go back, he's been consistent in terms of winning a trophy at the football club. As you said, 3 FA Cup in the last
3 and 4, yeah.
In the last 4. That's in any other club world, that is relatively, awesome, but not at Arsenal. And the fans, the domestic league and winning the Premier League is what it's all about. And if you don't do that, then despite all the success you got in other cup competition, you're going to be struggling.
Would Liverpool take 3 FA Cups in the last 4 years?
Yes, I think that's what it's at. That's how good he is, really. It's the standards that he set. He set enormous standards. And
so why do Arsenal fans expect so much? Because you'd say Liverpool are a bigger club than Arsenal?
Yes, I do. I think Liverpool are a bigger club, bigger supporter club worldwide. Yeah, and but at the end of the day, it's one of the things, and I don't know why. And I do think it's a younger generation who are expecting Arsenal to win the league, and in my opinion, they're not capable of doing that yet.
How far are they off?
They're way off. They're way off, and it shows. And, last year they didn't qualify even in the top 4, and that's why they find themselves. And now he's got a chance to rectify that. I think finishing the top 4 is still going to be very difficult for them. But in terms of competing, you've seen what City has just taken the Premier League by storm and set a new benchmark for any other team. And it's up to the rest of the team to react. You know, the likes of Man United, massive club. Liverpool, massive club. Chelsea, massive club. These top teams, including probably Tottenham now, they consider themselves a big club. These teams have to raise the game. They have to raise the game because, you know, City becoming dominant in this league is just not acceptable. Yes, we expect them to win, fine, but not by the margin and not the sort of brand of football that nobody in the rest of the league can't go and compete against them. That is just not acceptable at all.
You didn't call City a massive club. They're just a good team, but a small club.
Yeah, well, listen, City is a big club, but consider around the world as globally until they win that European Cup. You can't consider yourself a massive club.
I was just going for a cheap one. 3 points then on a monumental night for Arsene Wenger. Pulls level with Sir Alex Ferguson. 810 Premier League games managed. You look down the rest of that list.